Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Glad to see y'all here. Hey Henry, nice to see you. Hey, glad you all able to join in for today. All right, so today is gonna be more of a relaxed stream. So this time it's gonna be sketching different characters. Hello, Shay. Glad you dropped in. So for those of you who were here last night, I appreciate you all that dropped in. So last night I did my own version of Santa. I decided to do one that was kind of more action packed. So I figured I'd do one here where he's kind of like you're scaling a wall. He's got his cane cigar and he's about to deliver something to a naughty person. So that one was really fun to do. I might draw this character again later on. I don't know if during the stream or elsewhere, but I'll definitely revisit him again. But today's probably just gonna be a little bit looser. I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of extra doodling, not really doing my actual planning to them. I think what I'll start off with, was doing like an elf since we're in Christmas spirit. I think I have a small like dwarf-like body, and that's probably what I'll just do. I'll probably just kind of just work on probably just draw just different characters that they'll kind of draw my attention to. And sometimes, usually a lot of times whenever I kind of do streams, I normally don't really do too much planning. But in a way, I kind of like doing it because at least it forces to kind of think off the cuff and actually kind of be spontaneous. So I think it's elf ears, and we get his other one on the side. I think I'll give this guy kind of a big beard too. Maybe this guy's like an older elf. He's kind of been there for a while, so he definitely has a little bit of experience under his belt. Let me get his little hat, his little floppy hat. I still haven't finished up my Christmas shopping, so I definitely need to get around to actually doing that. Hope you guys are liking the music in the background too. I've been trying to switch things up by playing more calming music in the background. I feel sometimes I tend to play stuff that's a little too loud, a little too distracting, so I just want to make sure the stuff I play is actually not too distracting. Let me get his little boots. And as you can see, I always start with a very light sketch, and I just kind of start slowly working my way in. Kind of go over, with this black pen. Let me get his little nose, his little long, like potato-like nose. Scruffy beard. And I got a few things kind of lined for a day. Aside from actually kind of finishing the stream, and of course I'll take care of a couple of errands. I also plan on going to like this local convention that's happening here called Anime Week in Atlanta. That's been going on it's actually happening all weekend, but especially it's happening today. So I'm definitely planning on actually coming out for that. So I think it'd be nice to attend at least one more convention before the year's out. Because once I'm done with that, then I can go and actually get started on my Christmas shopping. Because yeah, believe surprise, I haven't really started on mine just yet. Let me get this little hat. Let me get this little ball here. And maybe kind of draw like a little gift or something. Maybe he's either receiving a gift or he's getting ready to give a gift, and he's really excited, to get one for once. 'Cause he's so used to actually like making gifts, he's actually receiving one for once. Maybe that's probably what I'll go ahead and do. Maybe he's got a little nice, little nicely wrapped present for him. Yeah, there's a lot of times whenever I draw these characters, I do want to have like a somewhat of a story to them. He gets a little present idea. I figured maybe you never knows what it could be. Maybe it could be new glasses. Maybe it's like a new like cobbling kit. You just never know what Elf might want. And it's nicely wrapped. I'm sorry I haven't been here that much in a while. On the on Saturdays. So between working, President Christian shopping, I've also been working on a commission. So I actually picked up a commission through one of my dad's old friends. They wanted me to do a painting for them. And so what they wanted me to do was they wanted me to do a painting of, it's as an older lady. She wanted me to do one of her son and his two kids. And so she provided me the picture, to actually work from. And so I've been working on that for pretty much most of the holiday season so far. I'd say I'm probably a little more than halfway done, but I think there's still a little more I need to do to it before I can hand it off. Best case scenario, I want to get it done before this upcoming Friday because deadline is actually the week after next on Christmas because they want to give it, as a Christmas present. So my goal is to really kind of get it done, and make sure it looks good before I actually hand it off. But I've been kind of saying updates to them to kind of let them know how it looks, and they really haven't liked it so far, which is good. I have to worry about them actually making any changes, which I definitely recommend, guys. If you ever get a commission of yourself, commission opportunity, you always make sure you keep your client update on how the progress is going on. And I know some people they usually don't show any updates until at the very end. Some don't do that much. For me, I like to try to do as much updates as I can. Because at least, that way you don't have to worry about the client being, upset or concerned that, how's the project coming along? If they change anything. Because if you do have to make any changes, it's better if you do, early on before you commit too much work to it versus, later on down the line. Or worse, when it's already done and they want to make a new change. Also, if you're doing commissions, just definitely make sure you ask for a down payment up front. Because at least if you get down, because usually does two things. It'll help you know if the person you're commissioning is serious or not. But also, this so you don't get shafted, you don't get completely shafted. Say for worst case scenario, gave you down payment, but they don't cover you for the rest, and they just ghost you after you send it off to them. And of course, this works if you're happening online. At least you still got something for your time, versus if you do all that work for nothing. Now there have been some instances where I have done speeches where I didn't get paid until the very end, but they were kind of far in between, thankfully. Yeah, I think he'll look good in red. Yeah, I think I'm liking our little jolly little elf here. Just really kind of, really gotta figure out how this older guy kind of beaming up of wonder. Sorry, I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit here, but that's have to be kind of making a little story right on the fly. But that is always what I try to do. I always try to make sure, my stuff. I have to tell some sort of story to them because I think that just makes things a little bit more interesting. Because it look good, that's all fine and dandy, but I want to have a little more than that. Just. Yeah, because we'll be done with this one pretty soon. We can move on to next one soon enough. blue panel, I'll just use that. Color our present too while we're at it. Maybe that's his favorite color too, blue. Okay, that looks pretty good. So also, now that I've done an elf, let's try does something like kind of like small and jolly. Let's say I'll do something that's a little more edgy and a little more menacing. So I figured maybe I'll just do Wolverine. And I guess part of that because I guess I still have Deadpool and Wolverine on the mind because I actually saw it for the very first time earlier Disney Plus earlier on this week. And I saw myself really enjoying it. And the thing is, I heard the movie was actually really good, but I never got around to really like watching it. It's funny. Of course, Hugh Jackson Wolverine, he was great. Ryan, Ryan Reynolds Deadpool, he's always good. Yeah, it ended up being. Yeah, I really did enjoy it. And it's not I mean to check for a while. It's just that with me is that a lot of times I don't nowadays I don't find myself really like watching TV watching not to say watch TV but watching stream service as much as I normally would. Mainly like since usually if I'm drawing like I want to have stuff playing in the background, not something I know is gonna steal my attention because for me like sometimes me like say for example I put on some Futurama like on Hulu, I'll be so busy watching that and enjoying all the funny jokes like I won't be focused on what I'm doing with drawing. So normally I'll just probably put some stuff on YouTube back, whether it's like a little documentary or they're supposed to kind of talk about very niche stuff. Like say for example, if I probably put on maybe next to a defunct link, because at least like that's something where it's fascinating and it's neat, but it's not gonna completely kind of steal my attention away from what I need to do. I think we get a nice like kind of nice like prominent jawline. Let me see. I think I have these little shoulder pads. I know it's not really probably perfect, but you know what? It happens we can't do them on the fly. And of course, I gotta have his claws out where I'm at too. And it's kind of like a funny time I'm being now that now we're talking where Wolverine's take on the franchise. But I've heard like I think Deadpool and Wolverine they did collaborate quite frequently in the comics. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. Let me see if I can look in this fist. We kind of make his, with make his battery a little pointier. turning out. Yeah. I know usually a lot of times I know when people draw Doodling, especially the math class, normally keep his eyes kind of hollow. I think maybe for this one, since I'm kind of doing it myself, I think I'll actually keep them visible. And here, I'm gonna try to see if I can keep everything kind of somewhat angular this time around. And it's all speaking of Wolverine. I still need to check out that new X-Men, whether it was X in '97, because I've been hearing good things about that too. And apparently excuse me. Apparently, I had really picks up where the original kind of left off. So that's definitely something I need to do. Let me get his little claws, get them nice and sharp. Alright, so let's of course go back over it with our black pen. And kind of bring that cleft of his jawline out a bit more. And here I just want to kind of go for like an angular look. I feel like I don't really do like angular stuff that often. Or really drawing characters with an angular look. So I thought I'd actually kind of like break up that change of pace a bit. No, bring up change of pace is what I mean to say. I'm sorry. Get them very pointy. Yeah, I think I'll have them appear here. So you get the back of his neck. Get the little collar of get a collar of his costume. We get his little shoulders. He gets little shoulder pads. He gets knuckles. It's something I kind of want to do in a cup because I feel I don't draw superheroes that often. And that's one thing I like with streams. I get a chance to kind of branch out and try drawing some different stuff. And over here where I am, it's been pretty chilly pretty here so far. I think today is supposed to go, I think like the high, like 58 or something, but it's gonna be somewhat chilly for uh-oh. Had keyboard dropped down and fell down. But apparently it's supposed to kind of be pretty chilly for the rest of this week. But kind of cool because like, for a while, like seemed like over here, it been kind of like kind of like warm, lukewarm, and kind of wondering like, where's it gonna feel like winter already? And if it finally does, finally. So of course, let me get his color in his own mask. Yeah, let me get actual stripes on his costume. Let me get the collar around his neck. Sometimes I draw certain characters. Sometimes I'm worried about keeping them all. Other times I kind of want to change them up and see how they look with different. Look if I kind of deviate them from a bit. And this is one where I feel like kind of adding a little bit of deviation. So first I'll use a little bit of like the blue here. Since I know kind of is actually a mixture of mainly a lot of yellow, but also with a lot of like blue, either black or dark blue, depending on what iteration you're actually working with. See, I'm being pretty even as I'm going over our marks. In some cases, I'll kind of cross. I just kind of get a more even consistency. Go over his shoulder pad. Kind of dark. Maybe it's kind of darken on this mask just a bit more. Yeah, I think I have a gel pen. I can use it kind of like to bring out the eyes just a bit more. Better yet, I got a paint pen I can use. But let me kind of use it, kind of bring back his eye out here. Hmm. Oh, wait a minute. This is a paint pen. Never mind. It's not a gel pen. That's why it's not showing up through. Well, I'll come back. I'm gonna let that dry and come back. And then come back and touching that up. And of course, I need some yellow. So let me see if I got some yellow on hand. Yeah, here we go. here, I'm going to do a water-based marker. Back, I'm using just a regular Crayola marker for this. Yeah, every now and then even though I use a lot of like alcohol-based markers, I do sometimes return to regular water-based ones. You know, every now and then. I think while I'm at it, maybe since I got some of these other markers here, I think I will use that for some of the other colors here. I think I'll use some light green for this bow tie. I think gonna go over some marks we made here. Yeah, this is kind of on a cuff. I honestly didn't set out to actually start using any markers for this. But it just kind of comes up, you know, sometimes it happens like that. Now let's see if I can find that gel pen that I wanted to use. Give me just a moment. Ah, here we go. The 11 days to Christmas Day, and the first Christmas I made is the snowman. I think I did. Did you already post it? Because I think I did see it not too long ago. It looked really nice. Yeah, one that I am planning on trying to do is trying to get to do more Christmas stuff. Because last year I didn't get a chance to really do as much. Because I had gotten so busy, you know, with all my other duties. But this time around, like even with the big painting that I'm working on, I want to try to get a chance to do more Christmas stuff. But in the meantime, basically what I've been doing is kind of like reposting some like older Christmas stuff I've done in the past. Cause like the Action Santa one, that was kind of first like kind of Christmas one I kind of did like I've done this at least new Christmas one I've done this year. You kind of color in his claws. Alrighty then, so we got our buddy Wolverine here. So let me think. What other things can we do here as well? You know what? Since Chris saying, like I'll just do a tree. Yeah, one thing it's been a long time since I've done. Definitely has been since I moved out. It's been a while since I had to decorate Hey, thanks. Glad you like him. One thing's definitely been a while like since I've done is actually having to decorate the Christmas tree. And normally this was something I did at my parents' place back when I used to live with them. And a lot of times you're like, and what we used to do when it came to getting trees, like we would get like little real trees. Like we would either get one from the store. Sometimes we go to maybe either a Costco, maybe a Home Depot, really places where they have some good sized trees. And then of course we bring it home. And we had a little tree stand. We could actually put it inside. We'd stand up, actually put water so that way it didn't start flaking off. But I know one thing we're gonna start doing a lot much later on down the line is that we also got an artificial tree, and basically it's one where it comes in like in three pieces. You basically have to assemble it together, and we used that for a good while. In fact, I actually ended up kind of find myself really enjoying that one because it's like you didn't have to worry about finding a new tree. You know, you didn't have to worry about making a mess. And once we're done, we could put it away. We didn't have to worry about kind of like cleaning up all the pine needles, putting it on the street, waiting for the little land folks supposed to come take it away. And of course, there was always decoration because I know my mother She pretty much has the same like decorator she's had like for like well over like 20 years. I remember I asked her about it. She told me she got them from this thrift store that shut down years ago, and they had these really nice like old like glass bulbs with these little golden accents, and it's all and they always look beautiful. Now I think in some instances I think last year, no, actually I think it was the year before last, we did something different where we decided we decided to use some of the different ones she's had. And I think I usually the ones we've gotten were probably usually probably about maybe like 5.5, like 6 feet. I think usually 6 feet is how much we've the largest we've gotten some. Oh, I think there was one time we got one. I think that was like either like 7 feet. I think one time I think we got one that was 8 feet, and that was a big one because I remember I think we got that one. We had to get a little step ladder kind of like decorate the top of that. We had for our came time to like putting the star on top of the tree. But that one was fun. I'm going for a kind of pretty basic setup where just the bulbs and the lights. This is definitely one we're using the gel pen for later on down the line. And one thing I would do, like for the artificial tree when we were using that, since obviously we don't have that pine cone smell, one of the things that I would do is that I would pick up these air fresheners I got from it's spec type of fresheners from Michaels. They're called like pine sickles, and basically what they were these kind of like small like little these small little rods have the scent of either like pine trees or oak or peppermint, and we lay them on them tree, and they always kind of, at least in my opinion, I always find that I make the tree smell pretty nice. Even and for a moment, honestly, you think you're actually got a real tree. Let me get the stand here. And one thing I do remember when we got a real tree, we had to make sure the those screws at the bottom they're actually like in the actual trunk itself, so that way it doesn't shift, while we're actually like adjusting it or like decorating it. A few other colors to use. Hang on. All right, here we go. I think I'll just use a bit of like some red here. Of course, I'll use some green. One thing I found, with these markers, is I don't have to worry about these bleeding, if I were to use alcohol-based markers. Because if I were using alcohol-based markers, markers like these marks would end up kind of bleeding a bit. But surprisingly, with regular water-based ones, they don't have to worry about doing that. Now, one way they can work to your advantage, because like say, if I'm doing a sketch and I'm using alcohol-based water, like if I want to blend out some of those straight lines I have, then having the bleed would really come in handy. And speaking of Christmas trees, I remember a few years back, my family, we actually got a chance to go to the famous Biltmore Estate up in, I think it's in Asheville, North Carolina, and we went around Christmas. I think we went probably I think about I think it was like in mid November. I think it was like right before Thanksgiving. And I tell you, it was so beautiful. But one thing I was surprised they had so many Christmas. I don't want to say they definitely had at least over 100 because they had a whole bunch inside the estate. They had 'em outside along the lawns. Like it was so like it was such a pretty sight. I think I'll add some more blue bulbs too. I think I'll have some overlap behind the others. Of course, we color in the star. So I'll use some red here, use some red and this light green to make a little brown at the bottom. All right, we are nice and decorated. All right, that looks pretty good. Now this is where the real like magic happens. Let's get our gel pen that I used earlier. We got our bulbs. Now let's put our lights. And let's get a light kind of go around our little tree here. Yeah, we even have one special thing here in Atlanta called the Festival of Lights. They used to have like every year at Stone Mountain. I don't know if they still do it anymore. They used to do something like that. Do something like that here, where basically along the lake, they have a pathway along the lakeside, where they have these different like little light shows set up. And another thing that they do, which they still do, is they have like, a little like festival. It's like a small festival of lights over near the botanical gardens over near Piedmont Park. It's been years I've been to that one, but I've been meaning to kind of check it out to kind of see how it is. Let's kind of go over some of these areas with other layers. You know, so now it's lit up, decorated, and ready to go. And let me just kind of fine tune it with some of these thicker outlines. before we move on to our next thing, if we have time for one more thing.
Millhouse clearly means something to him. Bart isn't surrounded by dozens of friends. When Luann won't let them hang out anymore, Bart isn't quickly rebounding to someone else. We've seen Bart mourn his lost friendship several times. In a weird way, the prospect of losing Millhouse humbles Bart. Similar to Marge, Millhouse is one of the few characters that can break through Bart's facade, make him feel bad when he's
Bring some of these
supposed to.
strands out.
Let's face it, Bart can be pretty terrible to Millhouse. This is a very exaggerated portrayal of how boys often grab each other. The Bart and Millhouse friendship is not exactly perfect. But somehow, Bart is the only character on the show
Okay, cool. So that's looking pretty good.
Bart's story
Trying to
explores
see what
identity.
else can
It is
we
the only
do
Millhouse
here.
relationship that the audience is meant to care about, and Bart is the only person who appreciates
Hmm.
Millhouse for who he is. Once again, he does it in his very snarky bastard way, but by Bart's
Yeah, I'm
standards,
probably just gonna do.
this is practically a leg burn.
Probably just kind of going off on a
Take
whim here.
and give.
And it's been a while since I kind of did, like a session like this where I'm just kind of doing various sketches all together.
If you watched my video about Nelson's dad,
But I figured I kind of
you
switched
might be
things up.
wondering that this is a pro Nelson channel. And in a weird way, I feel like that's tacitly
And
saying
of course,
that
also,
Nelson
on top of actually kind of getting some decorations, the only decorations I'm thinking about doing is most likely just
friends with Bart,
probably because I have a small like Christmas tree that I have that I can use.
why do I care about
I can put that up. I do have a little wreath I can put up on my front door.
I mean,
I'll have that put up as
Nelson sucks.
well.
He makes Bart and Millhouse's lives miserable. In a just world,
Maybe I get this
Bart
person
would do
maybe
anything
like
for
bulb,
Millhouse to get the last
maybe
laugh.
bulb like
Is this just that we, the
maybe bulb
audience,
like
think Bart is
earrings.
a bad boy with a troubled past? Are we all just trapped in a cliche romance novel? Or is this
Animator, hey,
actually
glad you
happening
dropped in.
over on The Simpsons?
Hey, glad you dropped in, man. Yeah, I'm just.
The
Yeah,
writers
today's been
didn't
kind of
put
more of
every episode
more kind of a
on the
relaxed
schedule
stream base. I'm
and
just kind of doing a
every
lot of
episode felt over, you know?
regular like small
This is
sketches.
that big win.
This one's probably gonna be as long as last night. Last night, for those of you who've been dropping back in, last night I decided to do something that's a little more polished. I did this thing called Action Clause. And so I kind of started to draw this guy saying he's scaling the wall, but instead of delivering presents, he's actually delivering more than just presents to naughty folks. So this ended up being a really fun stream to do last night. So that was a lot of fun. So I'll definitely get around to actually probably like draw this guy again later on, like this month. But today's gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little more laid back. It's a little bit quicker too, cause like I mentioned earlier, I have few more other things I have to take care of later on today.
Is his resiliency and his sense of optimism. And Milhouse gets kicked around so regularly, but he always seems
Yeah, I'm
to
kind
take
of
a step
liking
forward.
kind of liking those Christmas ball beer rings.
Desperation,
I
policy,
haven't seen any of them in person, but I wouldn't be surprised if they exist.
one of my favorite little
Oh,
moments
McCain, I know
is
they
when Bart
exist.
fires Eppy after Bart leaves him alone for the night shift. Milhouse remarks, "So this
Let's
is
get
my
his
life."
get this
He's such a
person's
pathetic man.
ears.
I mean, how can you hate Milhouse? He did a great job watching that factory fall apart. Milhouse is incredibly popular within the Simpsons fandom. The writers didn't put Milhouse over with some cool storyline or special character study, but he became a fan favorite anyway. And I think Milhouse's upbeat attitude contributes a lot
Let's
to
get
it.
his little
It's not a
nose.
coincidence that his catchphrase is "everything's coming up Milhouse."
Yeah,
The perfect
and it's
example
been
is
like I
how
said, it's been most since I've kind of had a chance to stream in the
Milhouse
morning, basically,
is
because I've been so
always
working busy with the painting and all.
hanging out, or
But I
even
want to get at least
constantly
one chance to
organizing when his
do
big
another
break is.
Saturday
But
stream.
sometimes he
Cause I'm
completely
trying to make
ignores
this
it.
be a bit more of a regular thing where I'm trying to do at
Milhouse
least two
is
streams a week,
optimistic.
like doing one on like Friday night and doing another on
Honestly,
doing on that
part of
Saturday
me
morning.
wishes that when Milhouse grows up, that he just moves away from Springfield. Maybe Milhouse would do well in Shelbyville. I don't know.
Cause I feel like
One day,
scheduling wise, it
Milhouse
works
might
best for
just
me because
become
at least
a
like
Simpsons villain.
Friday and Saturday, like that's like near the end of the week.
But Milhouse
I don't
never
have
lets
too
up.
much going.
Even the dud
There's too
and
much
the
going
bad
on.
days.
I figured a
Milhouse
lot of
never
you'll
stops.
probably be
There's
on
always another show.
probably actually be on YouTube around that time. And also for those of you who've been watching my other channels, I've actually took my chance as far as doing animatics now, And basically, animatics, for those who don't know, it's basically like storyboards, but they're synced with sound. So I know recently I did two. I know the biggest one I think I did was not too long ago. So I did one with Deadpool Wolverine where I synced with one of their scenes from the movie. Now I wanted to kind of start with kind of something simple before I moved on to something a little bit more complex and did something like do more involved like further down the line. Maybe I will add some shadow spurs. I wasn't planning on doing that. I think I'll do some hard cell shading here. See, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, a lot of times if I'm using alcohol-based marks on ballpoint, you see it kind of blend. It kind of blends. It kind of smears the ballpoint pen a bit. But the water-based pen doesn't really do that. So it is something to be mindful whenever you're actually working with markers and pens, especially ballpoint pen.
So what's really going on with this guy? Why is there a full-grown adult beating up children at Springfield Elementary? How old is Kearney?
Let's add some highlights here. Add some highlights to our bowl.
Ooh, this has been a topic that folks have been requesting for a
All right,
long
cool.
time. And you want to know why I haven't done it yet? Because frankly, I was afraid of what I'd find when I looked. This is one of
All
those
right, so
topics
we're
where
looking pretty good here.
creativity escapes very
I
quickly
think I might have room to
and
do
leaves
one
you
more
wondering over years.
drawing here. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do
Now,
exactly.
to get all
Trying to
those
think.
contributions
Trying
together,
to think.
so let's examine all of his age references, see what patterns emerge, and
Well,
try
I
to
guess maybe I'll just
decipher
probably
them.
just do
And this
yeah,
is again one of those
you
cases
Wacko Family
where
Maniacs, but
I
probably
have
instead
to
of like his
use
regular red
some
hat, do a
guesswork.
regular like Santa hat.
First, let's establish our baselines. Lisa is 8,
Maybe probably because I had
Reggie is
animaniacs
9.
on the mind too.
How old, we don't know for sure. In a Treehouse of 4, they're referred to as being 13. So for convenience, we're going to put them in the 13 to 14 range, at least 3 years older than Bart. Now it's a matter of figuring out how much
I do
Bart
plan on doing
is
something else
older than
that
Lisa.
was new with Animaniacs
Running joke,
pretty soon in the near
season 4,
future.
season 7's
So I
Lisa
haven't
is
anything
8.
thought of anything good just
Reggie makes
yet.
reference to America's bicentennial, which, according to him, none of the kids are old enough to remember except Kearney. Kearney replies, those tall ships really lifted the nation's spirits after Watergate. For context, this episode aired in 1996. America's
We
bicentennial
got the bush
was
part of his hat.
1976, implying that Kearney is at least 20 years old. Skinner and Kearney's comments imply that he personally remembers 1976, so maybe he is more in the 24 or 25 range at the minimum.
I think I'll have his ears kind of
It's possible that
poke
he
through the
tells
hat.
Kearney what his parents told him about it. Furthermore, we have some evidence that Kearney is around the same age as Otto. In season 20, Otto straight up asks Kearney why he's still in elementary school, since they were in the same third grade together. Kearney replies that the school just can't teach him. And in season 26 music montage, we see Kearney as a kid with his dad. Clearly younger than folks like Homer and Marge, closer to Otto's age instead. He looks a couple years younger than Otto here, to be honest. We don't know Otto's exact age either, but we assume mid 20s, which would put Kearney in the same ballpark. Maybe Otto is
Let me
27
get his little
or
tongue, have that
25.
kind of
Some
hang out just a
sources
bit
suggest
more.
that he was 29, but I am not sure how reliable this is. On the other hand,
Yeah, because I think once I'm
Reggie
done with this one,
also
then we'll
doesn't
kind of like
seem
wrap it up for
described as
today.
being quite that old. In the Springfield connection, Homer gets in
Yeah, but
trouble
I'm
a lot,
definitely planning to try doing
so
more
he's
kind of
old.
animatics, like, especially since I've gotten suggestions from some of y'all to kind of do more stuff either with comics or with animation. So I thought I'd give it a shot.
And Much Ado About
Especially
Nothing,
like since the last time I've really done anything like really like far as animation goes, like
October
it's
24th,
probably years ago, like when I used to make those little flip books. And when what I used to always do, with those flip books, like I would actually have
even Bill and
I'll
Joe
kind of find
are
like
on vacation at the point.
little post-it that you probably find me either from
First, we
Office
see Mo
Depot
furious with the beer
or
and
probably
Moe's
from say
maybe Mo was totally okay
or probably from either Office Depot or probably CVS, and I would just kind of like work from there.
plans for Kearney after this? Just Kearney drinking a beer out of his Joel of
And it was
CSI,
funny,
in which we don't know how
it's
many
funny. I
beers
probably shared those online
Kearney drinks
in a
each
video,
day.
but thing is, like a
But
lot of the ones,
I can't buy
a
cigarettes
lot of the
from him
ones have
because
disappeared years ago. Either some have gotten thrown away, either I've
I
lost them.
obviously just
And
don't
if I
know.
do still have some around, like there's probably a good chance they won't even work anymore.
We do know that he has
Because of
been
course, one thing the problem is we're like we'll post it stuff, like that tape and adhesive, it will wear off.
with Bart is
And
good.
sure, you can try like stick them back together, either with glue or tape,
To the flash
but there's
forward,
no guarantee they're gonna work like they should.
they're not as helpful as you'd think.
And they're
So,
not gonna work as well as they did the first time around.
to judge how much older Secret Service agent Kearney is than President Simpson. Same as when Kearney drives Maggie to the hospital in Holidays of Future Past. We already knew Kearney was much older than Maggie, not
See
especially
inside of his
youthful
mouth
by any
here.
means. The best future indicator we get is in future drama, where he is the assistant principal at Springfield High. Bart is 18 and about to graduate, and I would guess Kearney is at least 10 years older. That would make him at least 20 in our present day. Then we have Barthood, which provides another glimpse at Bart's senior year. This time, Kearney Jr. appears, who is graduating the same year as Bart at Millhouse. Given that he has a son, and now a grandson, it implies that Kearney is quite a bit older than them. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Kearney has a son. I suppose it's time we finally talk about this. Kearney's son
Alright, let me
is
get the
indeed
other side of his
relatively young,
cheeks.
and does provide extra uncomfortable context about
Let me
Kearney.
kind of bring
We first meet him in
the
scene
ball
8,
pepper's eyes
where
down the
Bart
middle too.
walks
Of course, let me get his little
Kearney into the
ears.
millhouse, saying, "My divorce was tough on my kid, but he got over it," revealing his son
And kind of
trying to
fill these
let him
in.
sleep the night before. Kearney Jr. looks a bit younger than Bart and Lisa here. I'm guessing he's 5 or 6, maybe a kindergartner. Then again, he is graduating with Bart at Millhouse in the future, so you never know. Maybe he's 10. In his other appearances, he does look to be in this little kid range. Like here he is going to Bart's exhibit, here he is
I'm
seeing
trying to
his
think, what else
grandson
was I getting ready to
Spencer,
mention? Yeah, it'll
here
probably
he
come
is
back to
standing in
me.
Town Square and laughing at Homer and Costington's.
So now we got that. Of course, let's of course get some red back in
Ends
here.
opening credits with the 700 other characters. If you've ever wanted to see Kearney
And
Jr.
this one's
up close
fairly
and
simple
personal,
one.
here is your chance. I wonder what these two would talk about. Anyway, we do have conflicting details regarding Kearney Jr., most notably in season 13's Sheet of Little Faith. Kearney, the responsible adult, is on the church council. He then refers to himself as both a teenager and the parent of a teenager. Okay, we have problems. Lots of problems. First
There we
off,
go.
this kid ain't a teenager. Unless he takes after his dad and looks way younger than
Let me
he
kind of
is,
like straight.
this kid
Let me
isn't
kind of
teenage.
strike out the kinks in the kink
Okay,
this cheek here.
he's 13. However, if Kearney is 13, this quote means that the oldest his dad could be is 19. Meaning Kearney was 6
All
when
right,
he was born,
cool.
and he was
Alright,
conceived
so we
at
managed to
5.
get 5 things done for today. So we got
Nope, there's
our
just
Jolly
one
Elf
thing
receiving a
left.
present for once. We got Wolverine. We got our Christmas
Keep
tree.
this video topic
We
going.
got Christmas bulb earrings.
Plenty
We
more
got
work to
yeah,
do for Kearney,
got our old
but
wacko.
gosh, I don't want to
So
forget
I
about
believe
Lisa.
that's it for today. So just kind of give a quick recap what I've been doing aside from lately. Like so of course some of you've already seen the action stand, and some of you have seen that already.
If you subscribe to the Can't
But
Say That
also like
podcast, it
I haven't
helps
really
us
done
out.
too much. Mainly just been a
This
lot
year,
more
Kearney is adult 13.
just a lot more
Next
like
year, there's
loose
also
sketches and rough
another
sketches.
flashback episode that
Like I
Kearney
know
is going
in
to
one of
be
streams
in.
last
And
like a week or two ago
the
I
best
did the
part, Kearney
whack
at the same
did
time
Yakko
is
doing the
also
Lupin
a
run.
kid as well.
So that was something I did do I think last
Anyway, Kearney
I did
confesses.
do him last week. I didn't get the
He
arm
says
look
he
quite
was
right,
raised
but
by his dad.
I remember that being a lot of fun to actually work on.
His character
So
design
that one was
is
pretty fun to
pretty
do.
good. Maybe Kearney is speaking broadly as
Yeah,
a
but
kid,
I'm definitely
but
planning on trying to do at least one more stream. I think depending on
maybe
how my
that's it.
schedule goes,
Not
I
too
might
fast.
end up doing one like around the house,
By the way,
like
before
right in
we
the
end,
holidays, like when it
one
comes.
last thing.
Maybe I'll do one a day before Christmas Eve. Maybe I'll do one on
This flashback
on
photo
actually Christmas
is from
Eve.
the past.
But I'll let keep you guys
Kearney
posted on
is
what I
13
end up
was born 6
doing.
years ago.
It might be on Christmas Eve because I know. Oh, by the way, these are some stuff I've used for the anime. I know this is one for a very short one I did. I synced this one to an episode of like Law and Order, and for the other one, I think I still have the ones I did for the Deadpool and Wolverine one. Like these are some of the ones I did for that one. So you can see I've been doing a lot of kind of like try to do a lot of different stuff, you know, as lately, trying to mix in stuff I did like for the streams and for doing the painting. So it's been a lot I've been doing, you know, as of lately. All right, so guys, I hope you all really enjoy, you know, today's stream. I know it's a little bit shorter than usual, but I hope to see you guys again, hopefully either on Friday or Saturday of next week. So thanks, guys. Hope to see you all again really soon.